Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. This is 𝑍⍵🍊🖼, and I'm coming to you with another reading. Now, this is for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and/or Venus, or wherever Sagittarius may reside in your birth chart / natal chart. This particular reading comes from my deities or my spirit guides. They specifically told me to give each sign of the zodiac a reading from a particular deity. That deity can be of a different culture. It can be a very ancient deity. It can be a deity that's went through many transformations. I do work with a lot of deities myself. Sometimes they just show up in my life when I least expect it with a message. And in particular, for the sign of Sagittarius, you guys have an Egyptian deity, an Egyptian goddess who has stepped forward to speak to your circumstances or speak to your life path, okay, to guide you and protect you. This reading is also for those, mostly for those who are looking and are open to gods and goddess energy, okay? For those who are, you have what you believe in and you're not, necessarily open to, hearing, from what another deity may have to say to you, that's totally fine. This reading is for people who are just open, to what this deity has to say to you all. Okay, deities, gods and goddesses don't force anyone to hear what they have to say. They come to those who are open and who are willing to hear what they have to say. Okay, some gods and goddesses, for some signs, I won't try to pronounce because I don't want to butcher their name, but I will include their name in the description box for this video. But for this one, I believe, it's an Egyptian goddess of motherhood. Her name means mother. And again, her actual name will be put down in the description box below. So she is the deity or the goddess of fertility. She's the goddess of motherhood. She's the goddess of creation. The goddess, she watched over the rivers and the waters, according to history. And that's just a very, very generalized definition of who she is. And I've never worked with this deity before, but she stepped forward for you, Sagittarius, and I've pulled 5 cards for you guys, and I've pre-shuffled them and everything. So we're actually going to see what this goddess has to say, this Egyptian goddess of motherhood. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, she's given me the 3 of Wands, and again, that's fire energy. You guys are a fire sign, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. And this card represents waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for your blessings to come in. This reading also represents a bit of travel, preparing for travel, right? A long journey ahead. But you have put in the work. You've prepped yourself for this journey, Sagittarius. And if you guys have not, it's time that you did. Okay, for some of you, this can actually also represent a actual journey, getting on a plane, getting in a car, a bus, a train, to get to this to a particular destination, country, city, different continent, whatever the case may be, going on a cruise, but there is a journey that awaits you, Sagittarius, and this Egyptian goddess of motherhood and creativity and fertility, also of birth. Okay, there may be those of you who are waiting to give birth to a child, and this is another blessing that's coming through. For others of you, there is something in regards to a project or your career here. And it's your baby, and you're waiting for your seeds that you've planted to grow so that you can prosper from that seed that's grown into this huge tree, right? So your prosperity awaits you, Sagittarius. Don't doubt it, okay? All right, so let's see what this goddess of motherhood, birth, and fertility has to say to you guys. So you have the Nine of Swords. Wow, you have the Ten of Swords. You have the Knight of Swords. A lot of sword energy, Sagittarius. You have the Eight of Cups. And then you have the Ace of Swords, Sagittarius. This is some intense energy for you guys. It's all about the mind and communication, right? How you communicate and how others communicate with you and how it affects you, right? This is insane. This deity, she really wants you guys to understand how to be clear about what you want. Be clear in your communication. Also, Mercury is going to be in retrograde in a day or two. So communication is key during this time. It may be a little bit foggy for some of you, or for all of us actually, whether, you know, it doesn't matter what sign we are. Mercury's retrograde can cause things to be exaggerated and cause things to be a little bit rough, especially when it comes to communication and technological devices that you use on a daily basis. Okay, so Sagittarius, it seems that this deity wants you to understand. First off, there's a cycle. There is a cycle that you're going through right now. You went from a 9 to a 10. Okay, so you have 8, 9, and 10 here, and a lot of this energy is sword energy. So there may be those of you in the past, recently or in the distant past, who have been through some mental turmoil, right? For whatever reason, losing sleep. Maybe some of you guys may be sick or have been sick or have gone through some kind of chronic illness or pain, and it's kind of caused you to lose sleep for some apparent reason here. Okay, but just understand that this cycle is coming to an end. We are in Scorpio season, so this season does represent death. Okay, it does represent death. So whatever needs to be let go of within this season, Scorpio, the sun being in Scorpio right now, it's going to really cause some things to end. You know, no matter how much you don't want it to end, it has to, right? And it's going to be some thoughts in your head, certain relationships that you may be holding on to in your head that need to be let go of. You need to rid yourself of them, and Scorpio is going to urge those energies to release any strings that have been attached, right? Any fears that you may have had in the past, fears that you may have now. I feel like Mercury's retrograde in Scorpio season, and this deity of, you know, birth and creativity, or just creation, she's really trying to get you guys to understand that your sorrows are soon to end, but you have to want them to, right? You have to want them to. And you have coming out with the 10 of Swords right after the 9 of Swords. Again, there's a cycle that's ending. Like there's a step that needs to be taken, you know, a step by step. And this card may look a little bit scary, okay? But this energy is very crucial. It's very important that you allow this energy to happen. Okay, whatever needs to be released, you know, whatever needs to end, you have to let it go. It's Scorpio season. The more you fight this season, the more you fight the energies that come with the territory of this season and Mercury's retrograde. It's going to be kind of detrimental to your growth. It's going to be kind of hard for you to move forward with your prosperity if you don't make the decision to allow this 10 of Swords energy to take place. Okay, and this can be like in how you communicate. There may be certain situations that may start to become more intense because the universe is trying to push you to communicate better, okay, to communicate clearly. There may be some things in your mind and in your heart that are going to really intensify. We are in a water season, so for those Sagittarians out there who have water in their chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, if you feel certain energies within yourself that are intensifying, it's probably because it's time that you addressed those energies, right? And some of you have hit rock bottom, and after hitting rock bottom, there's something that you guys learned. You guys came out of it like great, right? You came out of it transformed. And it's funny, as I'm giving you this reading right now, my clock says 2:22. So there may be some type of communication with others. It has to do with someone else, external to you, family, friends, co-workers, a significant other, if you're married or not. This is in regards to how you communicate with others. Okay, Sagittarius, is very, very crucial that you really learn how to clear your mind, release emotions, walk away from what needs to be walked away from so that you can communicate effectively. Okay, and if there is a relationship that needs to end, whether it be permanently or temporarily, then that's just what needs to happen in order for you to spur forward towards your goals, right? And then you have this Knight of Swords here. So there may be those of you who might be a little bit stubborn, okay, not really wanting to face what needs to be faced and constantly going back into the past or constantly reverting back to old patterns of behavior because of maybe, out of fear of losing something or, just out of, just being stubborn. You guys are a fire sign, so that's, it's understandable. Very passionate energy for what you know, or very passionate about like what you've been through, and you may come across very passionate to a certain person or to certain people because of what you've been through. Okay, but just make sure that you guys are being passionate, going towards in the right direction, right? Because this Knight, there is no way that you can stop this Knight, without getting trampled. Okay, like this Knight, he's passionate. He knows where he knows where he's coming from, and he may not necessarily know he knows where he's going, but he's being a little bit stubborn. I feel that this card, there's a sense of stubbornness where you guys see where you're going, but the universe is saying, hey, you may need to make a U-turn and turn back around, because the next card to come out is the Eight of Cups, and you see how the Eight of Cups is going in a different, this person is going in a different direction than the Knight of Swords here. You see how that's happening? Like I said, that U-turn that the universe may end up having you take, it may bring this to your attention, Sagittarius, during Scorpio season. And this deity, is really trying to help you to bring to life something that has been left for dead, something that's been, left on the shelf or put on the back burner for a while. And again, it could be a relationship, or it could be just a sense of behavior, a thought pattern that you have, that that this deity, is saying, hey, this is not really working for you anymore. You need to let it go. You need to walk away from it. It's not working for you. Walk away from turmoil. Walk away from people tearing you down. It's time to move forward. Any energies that make you feel like the Nine of Swords or the Ten of Swords, where you feel stabbed in the back, or you don't feel safe with a certain individual, like you don't feel emotional safety or mental safety with this person, like you just feel like you're walking around on eggshells sometimes, or a lot of the time, it may be time for you to mentally walk away from it. Maybe not physically. For some of you it is physically walk away, but for others of you it may be like a mental or emotional distancing from this person, and really showing them like, I'm not going to put up with the BS. I'm not going to put up with the foolishness anymore. I need to get my life together. I love you, but I have to move forward. And this can be friends, family, coworker, significant other, what have you. And for others of you, there may be a need to go outside. Like if someone is pissing you off or making you really upset throughout the day and they're draining your energy, Sagittarius, this deity is letting you know that you may need to walk away for a little bit. Maybe give yourself maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, go outside for a walk. Leave this person alone. And even if the person may make it seem like you're being mean to them, knock some sense into them. Maybe walking away and just saying, hey, I can't put up with your energy. That may jolt something in them and make them realize, oh, well, wow, I'm really bothering them. I need to get my life together. I need to get my stuff together, And then right after that, you have the Ace of Swords. So this is mental clarity. This is clarity in general. The universe giving you clarity, Sagittarius. If you want clarity, or you want to understand how to communicate with someone or communicate in general, you want to know like what type of direction to go in or how to think, you have to let some things go, because there may be some things that are clouding your judgment, right? There may be some things that are distracting you. And if it's a relationship, it may be a bit of a distraction where for some of you, if you're in a relationship and this person is really making you feel beaten down, or they're not communicating clearly with you about, you know, how they're feeling, and they're not giving you clarity, like this Ace of Swords here, you may need to be the Eight of Cups here and walk away. Don't fight with them, you know. Don't rush towards them. Okay? You just walk away, because if you walk away and you distance yourself, you may be able to clear your head. If you walk away from them, they may end up realizing, oh, I must have really like made them upset, you know, and they may open up after you know, come back from your walk, or after you come back into their lives, you know, if you decide to leave them for a while or take a break. But for those of you who are dealing with, you know, just general connections with other people, whether it be friends or family, or with a job, you know, you can't keep reverting back, like this Knight of Swords here. You can't keep reverting back to what's hurting you, right? You have to move forward so that you can gain clarity. If this is a job situation, it may be time to let go of that job and move towards something else, because there is going to be clarity here and everything's going to make sense. You're going to gain what, you know, the mental clarity and, you know, illumination and enlightenment if you leave this situation behind. Okay? You're going to be able to have your own sword to wield. Okay? All right, Sagittarius. So very, very intense, but a very, very beautiful reading. Okay. And just like at the bottom of the deck, this deity, she gave you the Three of Wands. So this is the outcome. This is what you're expecting if you do what she's asking you all to do. Your ships are about to come in, right? The blessings are going to come through. All right. So much love and light to all of you, Sagittarius, during this time. Again, this is for those of you who are open to working with deities and being open to what they have to say to you. The spirit realm is definitely real for those of you who are open to it. You know, it surrounds us each and every day. The veil is very thin, so there may be those of you who may be experiencing some communication from spirit guides, you know, from the spirit realm. So definitely take advantage of their time, because that's what they want you to do. They're trying to guide you in the right direction, you know? So much love and light to all of you. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your Scorpio season. All right, take care. Bye.